Shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to get into a brief lesson speaking on this Sky News Australia clip that I saw courtesy of a lesson I was watching earlier from the elder Yashawamba. He was getting into it, and it's quite vexing. You know, I'm gonna play the clip. You know, it's like a 3-minute clip. I ended up finding it on Sky News Australia. It's very vexing. You know, the way that, you know, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, speaking so loftily, you know, concerning oppression. But, you know, it's not a surprise, you know, when you come to the understanding that this man was wired and designed to do evil. You know, this is how this man's built. You know, so it's not a surprise based off how they were speaking. You know, they're pretty much going to be going into how, you know, they're sick of hearing Jake, you know, Southern Kingdom specifically, you know, asking for reparations. You know, which honestly, the reparations that you, Jake, are desiring, it's not adequate. It's not adequate. It's not adequate repayment. You see? And, you know, ultimately, the reparations in its perfection is going to come in the form of these devils, these heathen, starting with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, going into captivity as well. And this is biblical prophecy that this is going to happen. You see? And this is what we're waiting for. This is the faith and the patience of the saints, man. That these devils get thrown headfirst into captivity and get dealt with roughly, man. You see? That's going to be the equal repayment. And that's thus says the Bible, man. You know, and you know, these damn devils, man, how they speak, you know, they speak like they've come to the conclusion, you know, that they've gotten the victory. You know, but you're sadly mistaken, because ultimately reincarnation has snared you. Whether you believe it or not, reincarnation is real. Okay? And you devils are going to have to pay in full everything that you've done, man. Everything that you've done, you're going to have to pay it back in full, man. And this is why, pursuing the Deuteronomy 25, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai told us to remember you devils, man. You Amalekites. He told us to remember you, man. As a matter of fact, let's start there through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And then we'll get that clip, and then we'll go from there. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 25. And verse 17, and it reads, "Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way, when you will come forth out of Egypt." And Amalek is the chief house of these Edomites, man. You see, this is the chief house. These devils, this is the son of Eliphaz. Matter of fact, let's go here real quick. Let's get a brief history on who Amalek is. Amalek, real time, are these small hats, man. These gutter rats, these nickel hats, these international banking families, man. Okay? Those imposters that are in our land as I speak. Okay? These international banking families, man. The DuPonts, the Gettys, the Oppenheimers, the Bloombergs. You see? Just to name a few. The Rockefellers. Let's go here. The book of Genesis chapter 26. And this is going into the genealogy of Esau, man. Real quick. The book of Genesis chapter 26. Let me see here. Salakia, that's why. I'm like, what am I doing? It's on NLT. Let's go back to the KJV. I knew I was in the right chapter. All right, here we go. The book of Genesis chapter 26. Salaki, I'm not in the right chapter. Salaki. Genesis chapter 36. Here we go. Now, okay, now we're looking good. I'm going to go straight to the point. Now, matter of fact, I'm going to read up a little bit, right? Verse 10. The book of Genesis chapter 36 and verse 10, it reads, these are the names of Esau's sons. All right, Eliphaz, right, the son of Adah. Now, Eliphaz is Esau's oldest son. Okay? Eliphaz, the son of Adah, the wife of Esau. Ra'ul, the son of Bashmath, wife of Esau. The sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, and Gatam, and Kenaz. Right? And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, right? Esau's son. And she bare him Eliphaz. She bare to Eliphaz Amalek. You see that? These were the sons of Adah, Esau's wife. Now, what you're gonna find out? Let me get this real quick. When you get the meaning of Eliphaz, right?
Strong's H464. Eliphaz.
Right, Eliphaz, right? And his name means what? My God is fine gold. Why am I making this point? Because it makes sense why these damn devils are hoarding everything regarding the resources, gold, silver, the people. You see? They have this covetous spirit, okay? Because this is who they are. They worship money. They worship resources, man. You see what I'm saying? This is why they're hoarding everything up. It all makes sense. And this is Eliphaz. Now, mind you, his son is Amalek, man. Okay, we just read it. Timnah, right, was concubine to Eliphaz, right, and she bare Eliphaz Amalek, man. Okay, these same damn devils that are in our land as I speak, man. These small hats, man, celebrating the most voluptuous Momo parade over in Tel Aviv, man, knowing the man. You see, claiming to be God's chosen people. You see, these are the same devils that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua told us to remember, man. You see? Why? Let's continue on. How he met thee by the way and smote the hindmost of thee. Hindmost, Salakia. And smote the hindmost of thee. Right? Those that were in the back, right? Even all that were feeble behind thee. When thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Right, so this devil, okay, was killing the old, the young, the feeble. Okay, that was tailing in the back of us, man, while we were coming out of Egypt. You see, this is why when you go to what is that, Numbers 24, when Balaam, he was a diviner that Balak, the king of Moab, hired to put a curse on Israel, but he ended up blessing us. Right, when Balaam had that vision of the future, right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, he coined Amalek as the first of the nations, man. Why? For two reasons. As a matter of fact, let's go get that. The book of Numbers, chapter 24. Salakia. He coined Amalek the first of the nations for two reasons, man. Reason number one, we just read it in Deuteronomy 25. This devil was the first to attack us on our way out of Egypt, man. And he's the first of the nations to what? Get the fatness of the earth, man. Okay? There's no other nation that has had a global grip on the planet, man. Okay, but Esau. Okay, which is fulfilling the blessing that was given to him by Isaac, which was Yahweh Shai, if you can receive it, back in Genesis, the 27th chapter. Okay, and Jacob was also blessed, given the blessing of the fatness of the earth. But ultimately, that blessing, being that it's the birthright, it evolves around a perpetual rulership. You see? Which Esau sold his birthright, as we know, to Jacob. Okay? But back to the point. Let's get this real quick, right? This is the book of Numbers, chapter 24. And I'm going to start at verse 17. And it reads, I shall, and this is Ba'alam speaking, right? I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. Who's he talking about? Yahweh Shai. Hey, and this also proves not immortality, but reincarnation. This also proves reincarnation here. Let's read this again from the top. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. You see that? There shall come a star out of Jacob, Yahweh Shai, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheph. Right, let's continue on. And Edom, see, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, shall be a possession. Right, we're going to own you. Okay, there's going to come a time where we're going to own you, damn Edomites. Okay, once again, we had you under subjection during the time of David, man. Our beloved King David. And guess what? That same tabernacle, pursuing the Amos, the 9th chapter, is being raised back up. See, this third spiritual temple that you devils cannot knock down. You cannot stop this, man. Why? Because it's of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. And Israel shall do valiantly. How? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion. Who's that? Yahweh Shai. And shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And here's the point. Let's blow this up. And when he looked upon Amalek, and when he looked on Amalek, he took up a parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations. And again, for two reasons. They were the first nations to attack us on our way out of Egypt, and they were the first nation to have global power, man. They have a mighty grip on the planet Earth globally, man. But his latter end shows that, Shalakia, I'm excited. But his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Okay, and then we go back to Deuteronomy real quick and finish that out. This is echoing that. And ultimately it's referring to the cookout that's going to take place pursuing the Obadiah 1 and 18. Let's get this real quick. In Deuteronomy 25 and 19. And we're going to get the clip after this. Right? Lord willing. Deuteronomy 25 and 19. Therefore, it shall be, Salakia, therefore, it shall be when the Lord thy power hath given thee rest from all thine enemies round about. Now, this is prophecy now. Because remember, the curses came upon us. Okay? And there's going to come a time where we have to be delivered up out of here, man. Salvation's got to come. Right? Destruction got to come in the form of the second death. So on and so forth. This is prophecy right here, right? Therefore it shall be when the Lord thy power hath given thee rest from all thine enemies round about, in the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven, thou shalt not forget it. You see? This here in itself proves reincarnation. Okay? If you got the spiritual eyes to see it. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is telling us to remember these niggas, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is telling us that a righteous recompense is going to come upon this man. You see? And again, this is echoing Obadiah 1 and 18, going into that Edomite cookout that's going to be kindled. You see? So when these devils, speak like this, see, knowing the scriptures is beautiful. This is why this is called the Comforter. Because we know ultimately that righteous recompense is coming. And pursuant to Ezekiel 25, these devils are going to fall into our hands, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Where a divine recompense is going to take place. It's going to be a divine one. being that we're going to be what? We're going to be like gods. So the type of recompense, the type of torture and repayment and vengeance that we can put upon them, being that we're going to be in a divine estate, man, you can only imagine. You see? So ultimately, what these devils are about to speak, it's vexing. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, okay, nigga, we'll see. But check out the pride on these devils, man. It's nauseating.
The problem is we've forgotten how to be genuinely proud of our great countries, both America and United Kingdom, two of the greatest countries in the world. It's almost like every day now, somebody somewhere, normally on the left, the woke left, is queuing up to find a reason to hate the countries and their histories.
Well, it's a kind of grievance competition. Your guest earlier just tried to engage in it. I don't know what hurt she believes she's had from slavery. All of this was addressed 2 centuries ago. Everything has consequences. All history has consequences and ramifications. But, if we were to play this fairly, we would at least look at all of the countries around the world that engaged in the slave trade who are simply not interested in any form of reparations. The Ottoman Empire, all the Arab countries who not just traded far more slaves than across the Atlantic, but castrated all the men so that there wouldn't be any more African slaves after them. They worked them to the bone. I see no interest across Africa in paying reparations for selling their brother and sister Africans into slavery or for working them to the bone to the present day. There is slavery across Africa today. In fact, there are more slaves in the world today than there were at the height of the transatlantic slave trade. So some of us are simply a bit bored of hearing people ripping at closed wounds and then crying about their hurt or their presumed hurt, because everybody could do this. 1 million Europeans were stolen by North Africans over the course of decades of the North African Barbary pirate slave trade. Where would you end if you did that? The answer is you couldn't end, because nobody is alive who has actually suffered the hurt, and nobody is alive who did the wrong. And I'd make one other point, if I may. It's always the countries that people want to come to who are put through this struggle session. Britain, like America.
And real quick, notice how he said no one's alive that suffered that, and no one's alive that did it. Now, real quick, those of us that know the scriptures, we know damn well that every 3 to 4 generations, you come back, because there's a such thing as reincarnation. You see? Hey, and the beloved elder, he did a heavy lesson going into it. They brought these points out. That brother, Elder Yashawamba, and the other brother out of Texas as well. I actually ended up watching his lesson as well. Beautiful lesson. I'm going to put both of those videos of those brothers' lessons on this topic in the description box. Because again, they tackle that. They go into that. They go in, they bring out, certain scriptures making that point, validating that point. But needless to say, hey, we know damn well that every 3 to 4 generations, you come back. And this is why of course, we're suffering from what happened back in the past. You damn devils have hundreds, I don't even know how many years, I'm going to say just decades of a head start on us. I would have to say hundreds of years, man, of a head start on us as a nation. You see what I mean? Based off the free labor that we, put forth for you devils, man. You see? In the form of the northern and southern kingdom, man. You see? Because scripture says that what? The northern and southern kingdom were oppressed together. Right here in Mystery Babylon the Great. You see? And look at you damn devils. Living lavishly, man. Okay? Got all this generational wealth. How do you think you got that? From the slave money. From that free labor. You see? So of course you're reaping the benefits, and we're reaping the downfall, okay, of what happened to our people, man. You see? And hey, again, that righteous recompense is coming, man. And we're going to show you that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Let's continue on.
America and France are the most desired destinations for migrants worldwide and have been for centuries. Why is that? It's not because we're racist, it's because we're better. It's because we're good. It's because when we see racism, we actually call it out and recognize it as a sin. Try finding that across Africa. Try finding that across the Middle East or in China. Nobody would hear. So what we have is a situation where the more virtuous countries are presented as the worst countries. It's sick, and most of us are tired of it.
Thank you, Douglas.
I am so sorry that Douglas is bored by the pain that has come from...
And Eve is going to find out the highway. Esau, Edom doesn't give a damn. He doesn't care, Eve. And look at, she down here too on another video. Man, Esau don't care, Eve. Esau doesn't give a damn. And he understands exactly what he's done with his woman liberations, okay? Stripping you away from your man, creating a fatherless home. Do you not think Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, understands what he's done? Scripture goes into if you remove the strong man out of the house, and then what? Hey, it's open season, man. You see, but hey, you Eves, man, in the form of you N-dubs, you first and foremost, you're gonna find out the hard way in the days to come. Okay, that covenant that you made with Evil E, not only is it gonna be disannulled, but you're going to come to a conclusion that it was the biggest mistake you made. Investing in the devil. This is why he's going to treat her the way he's about to treat her. Esau don't give a damn, Eve.
Not what he said.
Through slavery.
He didn't say. He didn't say.
But
what you're doing there. What you're doing. Yeah, but hang on, Paula. Paula, you're being very disingenuous. That's not what he said.
I am.
The viewers aren't stupid. They know exactly what he said. He's not saying he's bored by the pain. He's saying, and I think it's a perfectly valid point, the pain that people who are...
Look at these damn demons, man. You think they give a damn? Look at this nigga on the right, on the far right. You know he's a pedophile. Hey, I'm just speaking as a man. These damn demons, man. Ooh. Man, we're going to relish in the moment when Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua gives that green light.
Alive today are claiming their suffering for what happened 200 or 300 years. It's not a real pain. They're not the ones who suffered what was going on 200 or 300 years ago.
So in terms of justice for all, I mean, I think we'd all agree that there should be justice.
Well, I'm not suffering from when the Normans invaded this country. I'm not suffering from what my ancestors went through.
I noticed that I've not been allowed to respond.
Or from the Romans. In other words, where do you take this? I mean, should I now be feeling pain from what the Romans did to this country?
In terms of slavery, I can take it to 2015 when the slave owners were compensated by the government. So I can take it to that extent.
Where does your personal pain come?
And I can say to you that I don't think that apologising is a bad thing. I think that apologising for a wrong is a good thing. I think that the Dutch royal family have done a fantastic thing in acknowledging what has gone wrong
I hear you, but
society.
I honestly think it'll make no difference at all.
Exactly. You see, you hear what he just said? Apologizing is not going to make a difference at all. Right? It's not. And you can see clearly he doesn't give a damn. That's how they all feel. What he just portrayed, he was the mouthpiece of how all these Edomites feel, man. From the elites down to these regular Joe six-pack Edomites, man. And the rest of these heathen. They don't give a damn, Jake. You see? But Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua does. You see? And no sorry's gonna do it, nor any form of fiat currency, man. This is righteous recompense right here. The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 10. And it reads, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Okay, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and the rest of these heathen led us into captivity. Therefore, thus says the Bible, guess what? They're going into captivity in the time of Jacob, the eon of Jacob, which is coming. We just have to continue to suffer patiently, Akiyam and Akwaf. It's coming, right? He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and the rest of these heathen killed us with the sword. So therefore, thus says the scriptures, they must be killed with the sword. Thus says the Bible. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, man, which first and foremost starts with the elect. Okay, yeah, the nation of Israel are the saints. We get it. We understand that. But this begins with because the 2/3 of Jake are not looking for this form of reparations, man. Hey, they're looking for money or a damn apology, man. You see? But the Israel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, pursuing the Galatians 6 and 16, this is what we're desiring, man. Lord willing, we're part of that precious number. This is our patience and our faith right here. We want righteous judgment to be executed, man. You see, because when you get this word real quick, bear with me. Let me see if Khan. When you get this word real quick, right? When you get this word, Salakia.
Reparation.
When you get this word reparations, right? It reads, the making of amends for a wrong one has done by paying money to or otherwise helping those who have been wronged. Okay, now when you get similar words, what do we got? Amends, right? Compensation, recompense, right? Repayment, atonement, restitution. You see that? When you get this word recompense, right? Compensation or reward given for loss or harm suffered or effort made, man. We have nothing but land and life loss, man. Okay, how do you reward that with money or sorry? That won't make it up. No, you gotta fall into that trap. You gotta fall into that snare. You see, recompense, restitution, recompense for injury or loss. Restitution, man. You see? That's real reparations right there, man. And when you go there, let's get this real quick. That's the spirit, restitution. According to his substance. What's that? Is that Job? I believe that's Job, the 20th chapter. According to his substance, right, shall his restitution be. If it's not Job 20, it's Job 21. I know it's one or the other. Khan, right here. Real quick, straight to the point. The book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 18, it reads, that which he labored for shall he restore, man. All this land that you stole, okay? All these houses that you raped, robbed, and pillaged, and all the life that you have taken, all the families that you have split up, guess what? It's got to be restored. And select, let's continue on. And shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, man. And he shall not rejoice therein. And this man has a lot of substance, man. And this man has all manners of gold, silver, precious stone, and relics, and artifacts in these chambers, man. And his secret chambers. You see? Not to mention the land that he's stolen. Okay, you see what I'm saying, man? Like the things that Esau's done, this man has a lot of substance based off his unrighteous dealings. You see? He's got a lot of substance out of it, man. As you heard from the devil that was speaking, they're better. You see? They got the substance. Guess what? His restitution is going to be hand in hand with that substance, man. This is why these damn devils are gonna get 2 cups. They're going to get 2 cups of the Lord's wrath, man. Not 1, but 2. And they're going to drink and they're going to swallow down. This is why there's no need to, what was that? Is that Psalms, I want to say that Psalms 37? Fret not, because of evildoers. You see? Fret not because of these niggas. Man, matter of fact, I'm going to get that. But let me get this first. Let's get this in Sirach. Hey, this is a bad time to be an Edomite. The recompense that's coming upon them is going to be of biblical proportions, man. Like these Edomites like to say. Right? The book of Ecclesiasticus, right? Also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 9 and verse 11. Hey, 911. It's an emergency. Hey, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is on the way. Hey, and you Edomites, right? In the form of you white, so-called white people, man, woman, and child, you're on his crosshairs, man. And the rest of you heathen as well. Envy not the glory of a sinner. You see? And we can clearly see that these damn demons, even though there's a shameful spewing on their glory, hey, they're in the position where they're in the position of power, man. And this is what our people chase after. They chase after the dainty meats of evil eat. Always coming up short. Right? This is why scriptures say, envy not the glory of a sinner. Right? For thou knowest not what shall be his end. You see? And we know his end pursuant to that Psalms 37. Let's grab that real quick. Psalms 37 and 1. We're going to go back to that Sirach. Psalms 37 and 1, and it reads, fret not, a psalm of David, our beloved King David, warrior prophet, man. King. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. Why, Lord? Why? For they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is gonna mow these niggas down, man. In the form of those ICBM missiles, man, them chariots that are gonna zap these niggas to powder. Back in the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 9 and verse 12, and it reads, delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in, but remember, they shall not go unpunished unto their grave. You damn devils are not going to escape. Scripture says it'll be a marvel. If there's one stiff neck among the people, it's a marvel. It's a marvel if they escape unpunished, man. Hey, you may have died around your families peacefully up until this day, but guess what? You've been snared by reincarnation. Because what does the scripture say? We'll close out here. You devils have not gotten away. And we're here to tell you that, man. The men of the Lord, starting with the elders and apostles, the great millstone on down, man, to us like-minded men. We're here to tell you devils that you didn't get away. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we're here to tell you, man, you did not get away. You will not get away. You see? Hey, your grievous punishment, judgment, and righteous recompense is upon you, man. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 35, and it reads, for after death shall the judgment come, man. When we shall live again. See? And after you damn devils get stripped out of power, in the form of this destruction that's going to come upon you by Yahweh Shai, okay, in the form of doomsday, okay, in the form of the second death. Hey, you damn regular Joe six-pack Edomites that get burnt up over here in Babylon, guess what? You will be back. You're going to be born back into the eon of Jacob. See? And these elite are going to be the first fruits of captivity, man. This is why they're going to be preserved overseas, and these bunkers they're going to be hiding in the ocean, and in the earth, in the clefts of the rocks, or in space stations. See? But you regular Joe Sixpack's going to be born right back into the kingdom in the time of Jacob, man, to serve out grievous captivity. And you're going to be born back into the kingdom over and over and over again. Because remember, every 3 to 4 generations you come back. A generation is what, 30 years? Roughly after every 90 to 120 years, your ass is going to be back on the sea, man. Stirring up that gold, man. Laying down them gold roads, man, in the kingdom of heaven. over there in Jerusalem, man, laying down them gold roads, building up them palaces, carving out those precious stones, man, until your fingertips bone exposed. You see? Hey, it's gonna be real heavy captivity, man. When you go into the rod of iron that's gonna be given to the men of the Lord, when you look up that word in the blue letter, it goes into the most rigorous rule, man. Hey, you devils are better. You're gonna be a better slave in the eon to come, man. Hey, cause you ain't gonna get no rest, man. Besides the Sabbath day. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14, verse 35, and from the top. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. Reincarnation. If it's not reincarnation, vocab Malone and you wacky-tacky Christians, what is it? Validate this scripture. What's this mean if this is not going into reincarnation? You ain't got it. You have no explanation. Okay? And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared, man. You devils are gonna pay for what you've done, man. So laugh now, man. But like they say in the world, laugh now, cry later. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Lord willing, you Akiyam and Akwaf were edified. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kal Halalium La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash. Shalom.